Well, Tom Holland made it officially official on Jimmy Fallon last night and then showed up on Good Morning America to talk a little Spider-Man, what's going on, and gave us some clues about the upcoming film. And although they're cryptic, they do kind of pull back the veil and let us know kind of what's going on. Well, it's finally confirmed now from Tom Holland himself that Spider-Man 4 is in the works. Obviously, he got sign-off from Marvel and Sony before he did this, and at this point, everybody really wants to know what's actually going on. Now, we've been talking about this film for a really long time, and it's basically no news. We knew this was coming, but it wasn't official, and it has now crossed that threshold. Now, this movie will be coming out somewhere between Avengers Doomsday and Avengers Secret Wars, and this seems to make a multiverse adventure very, very likely. Now, we've been hearing a whole series of rumors in the last couple of weeks that Tom Holland's Peter Parker is going to team up with Tom Hardy's Venom, and this is something many people have really wanted to happen. Now, it's been flat out denied by Tom Hardy, even as recently as yesterday. But if you remember what happened during No Way Home, Andrew Garfield was pretty adamant he wasn't in the film, and I always remind everybody on this channel, these are actors. They actually play parts for a living and do it better than anybody in the world. This means they're really good at keeping the right face while they lie. That's what they get paid to do. And obviously, me personally, I think Tom Hardy, just like Andrew Garfield, isn't quite telling us the truth. Now, this morning on Good Morning America, Tom Holland was promoting his non-alcoholic beer, Barrow, and he was asked flat out about Spider-Man. And he said, "All I can tell you is that it's happening." Now, he did go on to reveal that they spent a lot of time working on this movie's concept, and used the term strong enough to go ahead. This I thought was pretty interesting, and we'll get back to that in a second. Now, he finished off by saying the idea is crazy, it's a little different to anything we've done before, but I think the fans are going to really respond. Now, when you stack up the two sets of rumors we've been hearing about Spider-Man 4, well, you can take these comments and kind of put them in a different context. Now, he flat out said this one felt strong enough, and that implies to me they've gone through multiple iterations of this film with lots of changes in order to get something that works. It also means Tom Holland has kind of been directly involved all along. I'm sure getting the actor to sign off on returning was probably contingent on him being okay with the story, and this absolutely feels like to me that a lot of ideas have been pushed aside for whatever they decided on for the final story. Now, in the second part, he said the idea is crazy and is different than anything they've done before. Now, so far in Spider-Man, we've had MCU adventures with Iron Man, we've seen him team up with the Avengers, we've seen him go to other planets, and we've even seen him team up and take on other members of the multiverse. So, what would be a little different? Well, the thing that would be a little different is to be someplace in the multiverse. And this to me seems to almost confirm that this movie will, since it takes place after Doomsday, be somehow integrated into Battleworld. Now, if it is integrated into Battleworld, like I believe it is, that would be a crazy idea, and the craziest part about it would be, although it could take place on the streets of New York, well, we could have pretty much any character as part of the story, and this kind of leads us back to Tom Hardy. Again, a multiverse tale also means the likes of Tobey Maguire or Andrew Garfield are possible. We could see Spider-Gwen as part of the story, and for me, most interestingly and importantly, Miles Morales. If you know what happened in Secret Wars 2015, when an incursion caused the Earth 616 to collide with 1610, the home of the Ultimate Universe, well, basically the popular characters from the Ultimate Universe, particularly Miles Morales, found their way into the mainstream MCU. For Marvel and Sony, this is one heck of an opportunity to expand the slate in a way that is completely unexpected. And since Secret Wars will be following this up, and most likely leading into some sort of soft multiverse reboot, well, all of this could very easily be integrated back into the MCU with little or no problems. Now, as of right now, we still don't know who the baddie is going to be. The prevailing rumor is that it will indeed be Null, the god of the symbiotes. He is kind of a background villain in the upcoming Venom sequel, and we already know, based on what the director has said, this is not a one-and-done villain, so the possibilities of him showing up in Spider-Man 4, which is technically a Sony movie, just produced by Marvel Studios, seems pretty likely at this point. Now, it's hard to figure out where some of the other rumors fit in. We have heard that Tom Holland will don the black Spider-Man suit, suggesting the symbiote could bond with him, which would definitely take it in a different direction. And then there's also all those other Marvel street-level heroes that we were thinking Spider-Man was going to hook up with and take on the Kingpin. The likes of Daredevil, Luke Cage, Jessica Jones, or even maybe White Tiger, well, they all had strong possibilities, and we know Kevin Feige definitely has plans for the streets of New York when it comes to those characters. Now, the film is kicking off production next year, and I do suspect in the next couple of months we're going to start to get casting news. They'll probably try to keep many of these parts under wraps, but internet sleuths tend to figure this out, and as time goes on, eventually these spoilers start to come our way, so I do expect there'll be some clarity on whether this is a street-level adventure or this multiverse showdown in Battleworld before the film actually goes into production. I'm really glad to see Tom Holland back. I think he's a great Spider-Man. I can appreciate what he's trying to do, promoting his new beverage and keeping himself sober, and I really hope this newfound energy the actor has is reflected in his performance. I think he's been great in all the previous movies, but the guy seems like a new man in interviews, and that could only make what he brings to Spider-Man a little bit better. So what do you guys think? Do you think this film is going to focus on Spider-Man in Battleworld fighting Null and teaming up with other variants? Or do you think this is going to stay back in New York City and Marvel got their way over Sony? Sound off in the comments below. Now, before you take off, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button, ring that bell for all the updates, and make sure you get every notification because we do daily Marvel and DC content and we don't want you to miss any news.